friends from the comic book world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the January 13th, 2025 FOC. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that you'll see today are those that we can sell around the world. And aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and on X at PRH International Comics, where we post some news and updates on there. So definitely check us out on those platforms. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started with our picks for this week. And
Yep.
to get started is actually me. And so this is one of my picks. This is, of course, one of my picks. This is White Liar. This is about a character named Shirashi, who's basically this talented freelancer beautician who is not very lucky when it comes to past relationships that he has had. So he decided to swear off of those relationships to swear off love. However, this mysterious up and coming actor named Taiga um, enters his life, and they have this casual one night stand, which turns into much more. So uh, Shirashi doesn't really expect this to happen, but uh, Taiga has been harboring this like secret. Like this is this guy that he just met that like I don't really anticipate meeting this person again, but things turn into more, and they find out that Taiga has been harboring this secret, and something that really changes the meaning behind just like a casual fling around. That line between lies and sincerity are blurred in this like showbiz kind of love story that you see here. I absolutely love how they did the cover here because you can see it does really scream showbiz in a way because you can
Yeah.
see the projector projecting
Yeah.
the image on this character,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
They even put the shadow on top on the back, and
So you could
it's
tell.
really
Mm-hmm.
good. And like I was saying, it looks to me, it looks. I mentioned before that we started recording that it looks like a '90s video, boy band video
Like music
to
video,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, one of my picks.
And you did you men? I don't know if you mentioned, but it's part of it's published by TokyoPop and
Mm-hmm.
Love Love, which we just started distributing.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case we forgot to mention that before this video. All right, so let's get into some cover picks, and the first one is mine. This is One World Under Doom #1. It says Mike Mignola Hidden Gem variant, and I'm really excited that Mike Mignola is doing a cover for Doom, and this is such a cool one. It's sort of like Doom, sort of it's like a poster for tourism to Latvia, Latveria, sorry, to Latveria. It's like come visit me, but it's like Doom right in front and very menacing, of course. It's very beautiful, very in the style of Mac Mignola. I mean, even if you didn't know that Mac Mignola did this and you look at this, I'm sure you recognize the style with the way that the shapes that he uses, the lines, some very sharp um, corners and things like that, and the color scheme is very much his scheme too, but also like all the details, like all those, they could be birds, they could be bats in the background, and him looking majestic with his cape. It looks so cool. So this is my first pick for this FOC.
And my cover pick for this FOC is issue one. This is Marvel Mutts by Takashi Miyazawa, and this is the very first comic book in this adventure for this title. It collects issues 1 to 12, and it's basically this collection of heartwarming stories with lovable with lovable dogs. So we have Lockjaw, Lucky, Cosmo, Bats, and then we have Mittens, and of course we have Kamala in the doghouse with mittens and everybody else.
Yeah.
So I just thought this is so stinking cute and adorable, and
Hmm.
need to pick up a copy for myself. And yes, had to mention this.
Yes. Excellent. And we continue with Godzilla Heist, number one, variant V. This is the Tunica movie poster variant. So this is an amazing book, first of all, that IDW is coming out with written by Van Jensen and Kelsey Ramsey. And as the title, those two words suggest, yes, it's what you think it is. It's like a group of criminals take advantage of the chaos that Godzilla creates when he attacks to pull off a heist. And it's very because it's something that is a theme of so many amazing action movies. Pablo Tunica, the Argentinian illustrator, decided to, they gave him the chance to do these movie poster variants, and I don't know if you recognize it, but this is obviously a homage to Reservoir Dogs and the poster for Reservoir Dogs. And if you go to his Instagram, because I didn't find anywhere else, all the different posters. But he's doing so. Let me explain first. He's doing for the 5 issues of this comic. He's doing a movie poster variant, like this. So I'm looking at them right now, but you can go to Pablo Tunica's Instagram, and he posted there the five, and I have they're not in order, so I'm just gonna mention them in out of order. Sorry, but issue 5 is Inception. Issue 4 is Point Break. Issue 2 is Fast and the Furious. Issue 3 is Mission Impossible. Did I miss any? No. One, two, three, four. Yeah, and five. So I love this concept. I love his art. Also, check out his art. If you're gonna go there and check out these covers, also check out the rest of his art. He's an amazing artist. He has done art for other Godzilla projects and Ninja Turtles and so much more. Um, and yeah, just I love his art, and now I'm looking forward to collecting all five of these because, as a movie buff and a fan of Godzilla at the same time, I have to get these. So there you go.
Mhm. All right, and yeah, if this sounds familiar, it's because I talked about every single issue that was on FOC so far. This is Welcome
Yes.
to Maynard, issue number 3. This cover is by Steve Morris, which I chose because I like how, I mean, I like all the color covers that they have, but this one really stood out because it's a little different from some of the other covers that we've seen, although I had a really tough choice just choosing one. But again, if you didn't hear me talk about it before, it's just basically we have Pip here who's investigating this thief who is going around at the hotel, this magical hotel, and it's magical because the only people who can like book a room are people who have magic in their bloods. So um, Pip is like on this mystery journey on trying to figure out who is the hotel thief who is stealing apparently like worthless possessions from people from the rooms, and it's trying to uncover the answers that they need, trying to solve that crime, trying to also prevent an assassination. And so while this is happening, there's like relationship like issues that Pip is going through with her girlfriend Ronnie, and she's like in the middle of trying to like solve this very serious mystery, but also like personally at like home at her home she's also going through like a tough time with her relationship. So I just chose this because of course yeah, I did start reading this. I do want to continue on to issue number 3, so of course this is something that I particularly want to pull. So yeah.
Yes. Excellent. And then we continue with Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons: The Rise of Hellfire #1. This is the cover V by Kyle Lambert, and this is written by the amazing Josie Hauser and also amazing Eric Campbell, and illustrated by Diego Galindo. And this is for fans of Stranger Things. Definitely, this is a big deal because season 5. I don't think they have officially announced a date yet, but it's coming out this year, and it's the final season that we've been waiting for. And but uh, before that, season 4, uh, last time introduced the character you see here in the cover. If you don't know, that's Eddie Munson, played by Joseph Quinn, and he instantly became a fan favorite. But because there was a time jump between season 3 and 4, we just get introduced to him as a friend of the three of the guys in the Stranger Things group, Lucas, Dustin, and Mike, and they have this Dungeons and Dragon club called the Hellfire Club, and we never got the actual story of how they met and how they formed the club. And this is what this 4 issue miniseries is gonna do, and is gonna give you where how they met him, how they became fans of him because he's sort of a mentor to them, and how they, you know, the rise of Hellfire Club. Obviously, they formed the club, and their first big adventure, Dungeons and Dragons Adventures, fighting monsters before they actually fight, the monsters from the from real life. I do want to comment on Kyle Lambert's art because it's amazing. This is a cover, obviously, with a treatment like one of those old fantasy books, like the Dungeons and Dragons and other fantasy books from the 70s and 80s, which I used to have a lot of, but worn a little bit worn, with little tears on the art and everything. And if you don't know, Kyle Lambert does a lot of art. He has done a lot of art already for Stranger Things, for all the other, a lot of the other books that have come out, including the crossover with the Turtle Ninja Turtles, with the Ninja Turtles, with for Ghostbusters and for other things. But he also does posters, actual posters, and he's done some big things, obviously Stranger Things, but also most famously recently, he did some art for the One Piece live action on Netflix. And I do want to mention about Eddie Munson. If you didn't know, Joseph Quinn has become a kind of exploded after Stranger Things and gotten some big parts in and movies and TV, and he's going to be Johnny Storm and Fantasy Four. So that's another reason to read this to see what this character was all about. So there you go. That's it.
That's actually it for our FOC picks for this week. And we're moving on to some news. We did want to spotlight this graphic novel because it is absolutely beautiful and you do not want to miss it. And this is Cassie and the House of Memories. And this is created by Dean Stewart. So as I'm like talking about the story, I'm going to just walk through some of the beautiful, and I'm talking about beautiful interior images that this artist has done. So we have Cassie, the main character, who like loves spending time with her grandfather. His games, songs, and stories has always brought like endless joy for her. Um, and so this visit with him is different though. Her grandpa seems to be losing track of things, including everything from the stories that they shared with each other, and stories about Cassie and who she is. And so when he goes missing after wandering off from his own backyard, Cassie knows she has to figure out where he's gone. And so basically as you're reading through this, it's like this world of memories that she walks through them, but none of these memories are her own. She like leaps from one memory to the next, and she knows she's getting closer and closer to finding her grandfather, but only if she can make sure like she's trying to make it so that he doesn't slip away from her forever. It's a very beautiful, dazzling journey through these memories that she walks through, and it gives this character a chance, some sort of chance to try to help and save her grandfather, as long as she could like find him on time. So it is a race against time here. So this is a perfect graphic novel for those fans who like Pashmina, for instance, or Anya's Ghost. When I was looking through the art here, and I play video games here and there. I did want to mention it does remind me, if anyone has, I don't know if this is on other platforms, but I personally played this on Nintendo Switch. But it reminds me of a game called Figment, which is like this music puzzle game on Switch, adventure game, and you're basically doing puzzles within the human mind, and the human mind is filled with thoughts, memories, voices, and you play a character who used to be the voice of courage for the teenager that you're basically courage for the teenager's mind that you're in. And you have to like solve these puzzles to face fears, nightmares, and depression within the game. So it's like a musical puzzle game. It kind of, and the art in that one and like the concept kind of reminds me of this book, so, or this comic. So
Yeah.
I had to mention it because, yeah, this like is absolutely beautiful. You don't want to miss out
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
comic. Hmm.
And check out the artist on online and on his website because I was
Hmm.
looking at the art and his art. It's amazing. So
Hmm.
yeah. Anyways. And before we wanted to, there was another news, and if you watch these videos before, you know that I'm a huge fan of isekais, and this just came out, and I had what wanted to just mention that there's this game called Isekai that launched, and it's a free game that you can download now, and it, as the title says, Isekai, it's about Isekai, and it's gonna include some big characters from big famous isekais, and they're gonna release every week new characters, and throughout a couple of like by seasons, and the first season includes a bunch of characters from titles that we distribute, from books that we distribute, I should say. So, for example, you see here, right up front, Rudius from Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. In the back, the second one there, you see the character from Shangri-La Frontier, but there's also going to be uh, characters from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Also, I was reincarnated as the Seventh Prince, so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability, and also as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skills to rise in the world. I am really excited about this, about the concept of it, the game of it, and all of that, but also having these characters that I love so much from stories that I love interact with each other. So check it out. Just look it up online. You're going to be able to see. Oh, and it does say that part of the game you're going to be able to collect 3D digital figurines of these of your favorite isekai characters. So I'm excited about that. And that's it.
Okay, that's it for our picks and news for this week. Thank you all for joining us. As always, check us out on our social media platforms linked below, and come back for more next week as we do this on a week to week basis. And that's it for today. Bye, everyone.
Bye.